Hi, Todd Warren here in the Forecast Center with a look at our weather week ahead, and we've cleared the first hurdle as far as our winter storms. Our second hurdle is on the way for tomorrow night into Wednesday, and we'll have the latest on what to expect from that system, as well as the cold tonight and tomorrow. That's coming up in just a bit. And start off with the amount of snow that we have received is, again, snowfall totals, which occurred on top of the sleet in some spots. Parts of the Arklatex. Totals basically 2 to 4 inches over the southeastern edge of the area. Much of the area anywhere from 4 to 6 inches of snowfall. And it appears that we have seen an area in northeast Texas, southwest Arkansas, and McCurtain County where more than 6 inches of snow has occurred, with some locations reporting as much as 9 inches of snowfall here during the night last night as well as this morning. And we take a break from that, and during the next 24 hours or so, as we look at the overall pattern, you can see the disturbance that produced our winter storm now moving away. Here comes the next one, just now moving into the Pacific Northwest. Again, that will begin to impact us very late tomorrow night into Wednesday. In the meantime, the story tonight and tomorrow will be the extreme cold, as we're looking at lows close to zero. In fact, we could dip below zero in both Idabel and Mount Pleasant tonight. 4 for the low temperature in Shreveport. You can see single digits area-wide, with, again, northern parts of the area down pretty close to zero. Combine that with the wind, and wind chill indices will be anywhere from 10 to 15 degrees below zero during the nighttime hours tonight. So a very cold night tonight. One more reason why, if you don't have to travel, don't, because if you get stranded, chances are they could be very, very dangerous with this cold that we are expected to receive here during the night tonight. Notice daytime highs tomorrow will stay below freezing, so all the snow and ice that we received in the last 24 to 36 hours is going to stay on the ground, and that's when we begin to look at winter storm number 2. So let's take you through the next 48 hours here with Robbins Toyota FUTURECAST. Model does show perhaps a few breaks in the clouds. Another reason why temperatures could dip down close to zero across the area. And then going through tomorrow, we will see lots of clouds mixing in with the sunshine, especially in the afternoon. Notice the model does indicate perhaps a little bit of snow across the northern edge of the area late tomorrow afternoon. That snow will begin to increase further to the south heading into very late tomorrow night. Notice the areas of pink here. Those are areas of what will probably, for East Texas and Northwest Louisiana, be freezing rain. We will see a bit of a transition zone in this area where we actually could see more in terms of sleet. And then it looks like mainly snow for this particular part of the Arklatex here heading through the rest of Wednesday. So let's put this into motion, and you can see the persistent freezing rain. Quite a bit of intensity with this activity. Again, I wouldn't be surprised if you folks down towards Natchitoches hear a little bit of thunder when this is all over. And notice, by the time we get to 5 p.m., most of the heavier precipitation should be to our east, and we should begin to see things wind down late Wednesday afternoon as well as during the evening hours Wednesday. FUTURECAST not showing anything else behind this. Other models do show a possibility for some snow to wrap things up Wednesday night into Thursday. Right now, that chance is looking somewhat small. Let's start with the northern part of the area and how much snow we might see with this particular disturbance, winter storm number 2. And again, you can see the totals where it will likely be all snow. We could be looking at 4 to 6 inches here across the northern edge of the area, where there will be some sleet mixed in, perhaps even a little bit of ice. Amounts in that 2 to 4 inch range. That includes Texarkana. This is on top of what we already have on the ground. And notice, hardly anything as far as snow. East Texas, Northwest Louisiana. That's because it'll basically be pretty much all ice. And here's a look at the numbers from FUTURECAST, and you can see it is pretty much in line with other models showing ice accumulations of a half an inch to an inch, possibly even more, across the southeastern half of the area. Obviously, if this does happen, we could see some widespread power outages. This could be somewhat on the scale of the ice storm of 2000 that some of you probably remember. Some folks have said it took almost 2 weeks to get the power back on. That's something that we could be facing here across East Texas and Northwest Louisiana moving into Wednesday, and Wednesday night could be the beginning of that stretch. Now, the good news is longer range, we will see a bit of a warm-up as look at your 7-day forecast shows, we will see, again, drier conditions for Thursday. But notice the temperatures. Again, after this winter storm, especially in those areas that get the ice, travel is going to be almost impossible. As you're going to be talking about a sheet of ice on top of all the snow. It's going to be extremely bumpy, and it's going to be very, very hazardous to travel anywhere in the Arklatex Wednesday. And notice Thursday, we barely get above freezing. And then Friday, after a low of 14, we might see an hour or two where temperatures are above freezing. So we're not going to see much help in improving travel conditions Friday. Probably going to have to wait until the weekend. You can see Saturday up to 46. Definitely should be back to normal by Sunday, as we will see a slight chance for maybe some rain Sunday. But for the most part, the point here is that given the cold air that's in place, it's harder to warm things up when you get all that white on the ground, because all of the sun's energy gets reflected back to space, so we don't warm up as efficiently. And it's kind of like a vicious circle. Until we melt that snow, you can see that it's going to be slow go in terms of a warm up, and a slow go in terms of getting travel conditions back to normal. Good news is, heading into the first part of next week, we will see daytime highs back up closer to normal in the low 60s, and it's quite possible we could see middle 60s by the middle part of next week.